Welcome everybody to This Is a Shoot. And let me tell you something. What a great show AEW Double or Nothing was. I'm not going to break down the show though. Not until a later video. Because they dropped some big bombshell news, at least for me, that I didn't see coming. Couldn't even predict it. They had a bunch of surprises tonight. A bunch of returns. A bunch of people showed up. A bunch of people... there's a bunch of surprises. But the biggest of them all was the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Let me say that again. The world's strongest man, Mark Henry. No, I'm not mispronouncing his name. Your boy's got a speech impediment. Mark flipping Henry shows up on AEW Double or Nothing with Tony Schiavone announcing that the new show is going to have a new commentator, which is going to be AEW Rampage, which will be coming out for an hour on Fridays, starting in August. It's an hour-long show. It's the second show for AEW brand and the AEW promotion. When he announced that it was going, they did acquire a new person, a new requisition or a new position, a new commentator. He was going to be a commentator and he was going to be AEW's coach, an AEW coach. And instantly my mind, it only made sense to be Samoa Joe. It made sense. The man, he's a great commentator, and he's great in the ring, and he's getting towards the end of his in-ring career, so why wouldn't you hire Samoa Joe to do that role? Little did I know it was going to be the world's strongest man. And I'm going to tell you something. Before I've seen the comments on social media, I've always seen the haters, the AEW haters that come out and they want to say things like, oh, it's WWE 2.0. Oh, it's WCW 2.0. That's not the case with AEW as long as Tony Khan does not follow in the same steps. Listen, when you have a new company, people are going to jump ships. Okay? That's going to happen. AEW hasn't lost nobody yet, but it is coming. It will come. Don't know when, but it's going to happen. So I see a bunch of comments. People's like, "Whoa, just WWE guys, WWE guys, WWE guys." No, when they sign that dotted line, they are AEW guys now. Doesn't matter where they've been. The past is the past. But the experience that they bring to the table, can't put a price tag on that. Well, technically you can. But Mark Henry is not going to take a job at AEW because he's mad at WWE. He took the job at AEW because he wants to help AEW. And the reason I know he wants to help, and he wants to help young talents, is because when I listen to Busted Open, he cares about the wrestling business. He wants to see the wrestling business continue to succeed. And for the wrestling business to continue to succeed, AEW's got to succeed because competition is good for any business. It's good for AEW to have WWE, and it's good for WWE to have AEW. Not saying New Japan shouldn't get involved in that as well, but when you think of the major things and the major promotions in United States, them are the two top brands. Plus, Mark Henry came out and said there a couple months ago, he's losing weight to get in shape for one more match. Well, that sets everything up, ladies and gentlemen, for Mark Henry to have his last match in an AEW ring. And I don't believe it's going to be one more match, by the way. But I can almost put money on it. I'm not going to. I can't be affording to throw money out there. It's going to, how would you guys feel about Powerhouse Hobbs versus the world's strongest man? Mark Henry loves Powerhouse Hobbs. He wants, you know, I've heard him brag him up. I love Powerhouse Hobbs. The kid's got potential. The kid's going to be something if he gets the right teaching. And who better to teach him than Mark Henry? Who's better to teach any of them guys other than Mark Henry? Especially the bigger guys. The guys like Brian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs. He can help Lance Archer in areas that, could be beneficial. I mean, yes, they got Taz. Yes, they got Paul Wright. Yes, they got all these guys. But you know what? You can never have too much experience, especially if you're trying to succeed. Speaking of experience, easy for me to say, Lio Rush returns in the Battle Royale. He was the Joker in the Royale to see who would go on to face Kenny Omega for a future AEW Championship match if Kenny Omega walked out of Double or Nothing as the champion. He was the last entrance. I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked. With Mark Henry, my jaw was on the floor. I had no words. And I have nothing but respect for Mark Henry, and I have nothing but respect for Lio Rush. I think Lio kind of used to get his mouth would get him into situations he shouldn't have been in. But I'm interested to see what they do with Lio Rush. I'm not sure there's much that I shouldn't say that. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Lio Rush. I wish the best for him. Like I said, I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked. Speaking of a shocker, which I wasn't surprised given the backstory, but I was shocked to see him, was none other than LAX's old manager, old teammate from the TNA Impact days. Santino Ortiz had Conan back. That's right, WCW legend. I don't care what you say. WCW legend, a TNA legend. At that, Conan was the DJ in the Stadium Stampede match. And he helped LAX, better known as Santana and Ortiz, in this match. He didn't do a lot, but what he did was just that fan recognition. People who knew understood the significance of him being there. He got involved. He took out Tony Blanchard, which was, I'm surprised the old man talking about old Tony. He can still take the bumps on the concrete. I mean, I don't know if he was able to get back up. He's going to be feeling it in the morning. But I wanted to get to you guys as soon as I possibly could about the return of the world's strongest man. I'm excited. I want to see what he can do. I want to see him get back in the ring. And I'm interested to see how AEW keeps improving. Because they are improving. The refereeing, not so much, but the in-ring work and the psychology behind everything, it's coming along. It's coming along. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Tell me what you guys thought about everything that was happening. And as always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later when I talk about Double or Nothing as a whole or certain matches.